Can you hear me now? I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes. Hi, I'm your host, Nick Spikey, here on Canvases and Queens, two artists exploring one theme relating to drag and art. HarveyDelRey is here. Today on the show, we'll dive deep into the subject of conventions. Stay tuned, grab your brushes, because it's time to spill some tint. And once again, it's me, Mick Spikey, here on Canvases and Queens. His kindness might kill you. It's artist Harvey Del Rey. Pew pew
His
pew.
kindness. Brr, 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 brr,
Hi
brr,
Harvey,
brr.
how are you?
Hi, I'm really good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't seen you for more than a year. I think the last time we met was at
Yeah,
DragCon. So how have you been since then?
I've been pretty good. There's been so many like life changes since then, but a lot of positive. And right now,
Okay.
it's just a matter of keep just pushing on, pushing on, pushing on.
Yeah, and thanks for joining me on the show. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for having me. I love this whole idea of connecting two artists together because it gets a
Mm.
little difficult sometimes trying to have these conversations with people, you know?
I know it feels like we're little islands and I'm trying to get everybody together.
Yeah, yeah, it feels exactly like that. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into it. We'll start the show in Act 1. And this is the part of the show where we take a closer look at some of your work. Maybe you can start with a quick description of the Sasha Colby piece that you brought.
This was a lot of fun for me because one, the hibiscus flower has always been like one of my favorite things to draw. I don't know why. I just love that flower so much. So when I found out that she was from Hawaii, I was like, "Oh my God, this is so perfect. Like I can actually bring back the flower that I love so much and incorporate it into someone's wardrobe." So I have been obsessed with Sasha forever. And looking through her pictures, I was like, "Oh my God, this is the one." And I found that image and I was like, "I have to draw this. I have to draw this."
You're not from Hawaii, are you?
No, I am not from Hawaii, but I used to get that a lot growing up. I can see the similarities with my indigenous background being Mexican and looking at someone that's Samoan or Tongan, and I'm like, "Oh my God, we look like cousins." You know what
So, for those who are just listening in, I thought maybe I'll just do a quick physical description of the piece. It's of our current reigning queen from Drag Race, Sasha Colby. She's adorned in the hibiscus flower that you mentioned. The piece is so colorful, but I think that's consistent throughout all your work as well. Is there some process or thought process in how you color each piece?
Yeah, actually, sometimes there is. Normally, like for me, for this one, the reason why it's that colorful is because I feel like playing around with the color of the flower really helps you explore other ways of embodying color in other parts of the piece. So, as soon as I started
Yeah.
using pink and purple and orange and all that, I was like, "Oh my God. Okay, so that means I gotta make her makeup green, and then okay, I gotta make her hands green, and then I'll add pink to the back, and I like it just goes off the rails sometimes.
I didn't mention this. So, I was born and raised in Malaysia.
Okay,
Hibiscus is our national flower.
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
What about it? Is it something that you've always loved?
I think for me was the if you look at like the middle of the hibiscus, how it has like a really light color and then it blends into the rest of the flower. That's always been my favorite thing about the hibiscus.
Sorry, because of my ignorance, I've always thought hibiscus was something that was only found in our region of the world. So when I found out
Yeah.
that other other people knew of hibiscus, I was like, what?
Well, I mean, we drink it as Mexicans. We drink the hibiscus tea and like hibiscus water and all that. So like,
Now knowing that you love the flower so much, it makes the piece so much more interesting and so special.
ah, thank you. Yeah, and I also like I connected with her, so much because I've been following Sasha like way before Drag Race. I've been a fan of hers
Hmm.
forever, and we have the same birthday. So we're both Leos. So for me, I'm just like, I just get it. Like, I get her. I understand her. You know what I mean?
So, is there anything else about the Sasha Colby piece that some viewers might be interested to know, or has she seen it?
She reposted it on her story. I'm actually glad that she saw it because I've been wanting her to see my stuff for a while. And I want to get to the point where a lot of these girls they look at my art that I make of theirs and they hire me. So if you're seeing this, hire me.
Commission Harvey. This is a call to
Commission
action.
me.
Commission.
Yeah.
And you know what? And this is not just a call to action for the queens. Anyone. Commission
No,
Harvey.
yeah, and that goes for all of us. Like commission us. Give us your ideas so we can create stuff for you.
We promise we'll draw you well.
Yeah, we promise to bring our vision to life. Yeah. So yeah, that's for
Yes.
Sasha, like her noticing my stuff actually was pretty cool.
So I'm so happy for you to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You did mention you're trying to slowly venture out into things beyond the drag race universe. And, one of your piece that I feel like burned in my mind is the Grace Jones piece. And is that something that's very personal to you?
With Grace Jones for me, because growing up, seeing her in movies and listening to her music, I never realized how artistic she was until I was an adult. And I would rewatch her videos and rewatch her performances, and I'm just like, oh my God, like you're an artist, like not just a singer, you're also like a painter, you're a model, you're like so many things. Like, what is, like you're such a well-rounded individual. So, like, I just always gravitated towards her, and her music has always meant so much to me. So when I was first starting to really explore color, I was like, I feel like painting Grace Jones, but I want to make her purple because her skin is so rich and dark that I felt like a dark violet would look really, really cool on her. That's why I sent you the image of the canvas painting that I did first in 2018, and then the digital version of what it looks like now. And the comparison is insane because they don't even look like the same like thing anymore. It's so crazy, but I just love that piece so much. I felt like I had to recreate it.
Yeah, that you can obviously see that there's an evolution, there's DNA in the previous piece that's translated and evolved into the new piece. The first piece was a traditional one and the second was digital, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. The first one is acrylic on canvas. I also used neon paint, so if you put it under a black light, it glows. And it also has glitter on it. So like if you look at it in the light, you'll see glitter in her hair. So it's I no longer have it though because I gave it to a friend for her birthday. I let her have it. Now she's in a home where she'll be appreciated.
This is kind of a teaser into what we're going to talk about later, but I like that you mentioned there are other dimensions to our art. Like when you mentioned
Yeah,
glitter on the piece, it's so hard to see glitter on social media. So you do have to sometimes go to see artworks in person, see it
yeah.
printed on a physical paper, see how it looks like in a room. Social media is not the only or the best way to experience art, even though it is making our art more accessible.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I wanted to go back to something you mentioned about growing up. I thought it's so fascinating that you could see art but not realize it and be inspired from a very young age. Is that very clear in your mind still?
Oh yeah, totally. That's why I love painting a lot of these music artists because to me, music has always been such a huge part of my evolution. I listen to music more than I watch TV. I just love sound. Growing up now and seeing them as an adult, it just makes me view them in a totally different way. And so when I paint them, I try to now incorporate all of those little elements that make them the icon and put them all into that piece. And that's why with the Grace Jones, if you look at her jacket, I added the Keith Haring designs on them because she was best friends with Keith Haring. If you look at the skin, it's also like it has a sparkle to it because I wanted to make her look like she was just a queen.
Goddess.
So, yeah, like total goddess vibe. It just makes you realize, like as a kid, I was always like, oh my God, this is going to be so crazy. Like, to actually witness these things as an adult. And here we are as an adult, and I'm looking at these things like, whoa, how crazy, like the little things that inspire you, you know?
Anyway, thanks for sharing the Grace Jones piece. I think I saw your booth at DragCon the last time, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I think that was the one that I remembered the most. I think.
yeah. For me, if you really look at the way my work is, like you can see the little elements that makes them who they are. So it just shows you how much as an artist we pay attention to those little tiny little details that nobody really listens to or sees or even notices at all. And we just throw them in your face and it just makes it even more grand than it is, you know?
Yeah, I love that we want to create because we want to show people how we felt.
Yeah, that's very accurate. That's very
Yeah.
accurate. Yes.
Again, make sure to commission Harvey. He will make you look great.
Yeah. Thank you. I will make you look like the way that I see
Okay.
you in my head. That's definitely very accurate.
Yeah, let's jump into Act 2. So, Act 2 of the show, where we dive deeper into a selected topic relating to drag and art. And today, we're going to talk about conventions. I feel like you are such a veteran and a pro. So I thought like there's no other artist that I think I can talk to about this other than you. Maybe let's focus first on everything before the event start. How long in advance you might even start preparing for a convention?
So for me, like DragCon, because that's my main event every year. I usually begin about like now. I usually start November, like October, November. I start to really research things that I want to do, or I start to make little lists of like, oh, I want to paint this, or I want to create this, or I want to create that. So I start that, and then usually that's when Drag Race starts to kick off. We start seeing like little previews of little things happening. So then I get inspired by that. And then I immediately start thinking of like, okay, so should I go with a theme? Should I do celebrities this time? Should I do drag queens this time? Should I do a mix of both? And then I start to think of like, if I do drag queens, is there something that I want to say with it, or do I want to make a mashup? Yeah, like I go through processes like that where I do that.
So now, as we're talking, we're in November, and DragCon usually happens in May of next year. So you're talking about
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
half a year of preparation for a 3 day convention. That's very long, but that's
yeah.
never enough as well.
Yeah, it's never enough. It's never because even like up to like the 2 months before DragCon, I'm already panicking because I'm like, oh my God, I have to order this, I have to order that. And that's when everything kicks in of like I have to order merch, I have to order packaging, I have to think about the promos. I have to if I'm making t-shirts, I have to do a photo shoot. If I do that photo shoot, I have to edit the images. I have to create a whole campaign. I have to do like It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's totally worth it though. It's totally worth it.
Yeah. It sounds like you had like this hit of creativity, but there's not enough time to
Literally.
draw
Yeah.
all the thing that comes in your mind. Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
that so often that I'm crippled by too many ideas that I don't even know where to begin sometimes.
No, yeah, totally. Same here. That's why I have to get into the groove of making a list because that's the only way that I will actually stay on track. But if I just do it sporadically, like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll do this, and then tomorrow I'll do that. No, it never works out that way. Ever. Like it's a mistake. Mystique was a mistake if you do that.
So I did DragCon 2022. That's when we met. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, that's when we met. Yeah.
It was my first one ever, and everything that you mentioned earlier was quite triggering for me because it's hard enough to try to get the artwork up to speed and to also predict what will happen in the next 6 months. So you might be preparing all the drawings for December, and then suddenly in the next few months leading up to DragCon, there's so much that happened that everything that you've prepared in December will be irrelevant by the time.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're trying to catch up with trends. So it's almost like you want to do your best to prepare as early as possible. But at the same time, if you prepare it too soon, you run the risk of being too obsolete by the time DragCon comes around. Am I crazy? Am I the only one experiencing this?
No, no, that literally happens to me too. Like my partner at the time had to tell me like, okay, you have to accept that you're not going to finish this and focus on everything else that needs your attention. Like worry about that. There's too much art and you already have enough art. So he had to remind me so many times to do that.
I'm not the biggest fan of all the things that comes to doing it as a business.
I hate that too.
This is my confession.
Yeah.
Yes, I just love to draw. I hate the small business aspect of it, like getting the word out, doing the promo. And I don't know whether you're the same. I'm very bad at hyping myself up.
So am I. I am the same way. I have to constantly talk myself out of negative thoughts because my problem is that I think that people know what I'm going to create. So I am constantly criticizing what I'm creating when I keep forgetting that people don't know what the hell I'm creating. So what am I so worried about? You know what I mean? Like they
Oh,
don't know that
your
I mean,
inner
you know what
saboteur.
I mean? Yeah, my inner saboteur is just like constantly telling me like, no, they're not gonna like this
It
or
got you,
fix this
gal.
because they're gonna. Yeah,
If it makes you feel better, um,
yeah,
I think I feel the same, which is why I think it's important for us to have a little space where we can talk about it. Our online
yeah,
therapy.
totally. Yeah, that's why I was telling you that I was so excited because I normally don't have these conversations. So to be able to actually speak my truth feels great.
So I was a little bit bitter about this year DragCon 2023 because it was only for 2 days, and I couldn't bear the thought of doing all the prep leading up to it and just to show the work for 2 days. I couldn't justify the whole setup, which is why I unfortunately didn't attend. But I absolutely love the experience of doing convention. Is doing convention something that you enjoy, or is something that you feel like you have to force yourself to do?
I think it's a mix of both actually, because I like the convention part of putting myself out there so that people can see my vision. But then I think the harsh reality of it is when the money part is involved because you're putting so much money into such a big event. And when you only have 2 days to showcase something that you put so much money and effort into, and people aren't even really receptive to it because there's so much to look at. It makes it bittersweet, you know? So to me, it's important to do them, but it's also there's a risk that comes with it. Always.
Yeah, there's a double-edged sword to that. It's like there's so much visibility, yet there's so much competition at the same time.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Yes.
What people really don't understand is that you have to put a lot of money not only to get a space in the convention, but to prepare all the artwork, all the packaging, all the
Yeah.
equipment and stuff. It's so expensive.
It is very expensive because this last one, I made half of my money back because I'm starting to notice that DragCon it doesn't make sense for an artist like artists like us to invest so much money into it because it's very different now. It's all about selling makeup and clothes rather than art. And it used to be where the fan art was the main focus of it. And now everything is so quick and it's so disposable for people that this last time that I did DragCon this year, like I could tell the difference immediately. Like people don't really buy art as much anymore. Yeah.
Oh no. In full transparency, yes, I didn't make all the money back that I put into DragCon. But in fairness, I think I also put too much money in because it was my first one as well. So I was like, oh, I want like custom stickers and I want cool packaging. See, I also flew halfway around the country to get there. So there's no way I'm gonna make my money back.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was in Atlanta at the time, so I did DragCon. Then after that, I moved halfway around the world. So
Wow.
anyway, maybe we shouldn't be focusing on all the scary aspects of conventions.
Oh, right.
For those listeners at home, if you see an artist, go support them, buy an artwork, spend some time, talk to your artist. Even if you don't buy any art, I think just being there, follow them on social media. I think it helps a lot just for the visibility of it. Don't just go there for the queens, go there for the artists as well.
Yeah, because we are just as important for sure.
And if you don't give love to the artists, they'll disappear.
Yeah, we'll definitely disappear.
We're like think
We're
about
like I was just about to say that. We're like Tinkerbell.
Well, I think about if you stop believing, we'll die.
Yeah, we'll die. So please believe in us.
Wait. Maybe the queens are like Tinkerbell. If all the drag race artists stop drawing them, they will die.
Yeah, no, seriously, because
Okay.
I mean, it's a known fact that a lot of these queens, their favorite thing about going on Drag Race is the fan art that they get. So we're a very important part of this whole thing.
Okay, I want to put this out there because I'm manifesting my future. Why is there no makeover challenge where they invite fan artists to the show? Because we done so much more than everybody else.
Oh my God, that would be so cool though. No, really, that would be so cool. Yeah.
I feel like the fan artist community is so big. My perspective, I feel like there's very little visibility. So, okay, yeah, we'll shift focus from maybe the scary part of conventions.
Yeah.
Since you're such a veteran, maybe I should ask you, what do you think is the most important thing to think about before preparing for a convention?
Um, really think about what you want to show. You don't want to show up with everything. You just want to show up with all of the important essentials that you really, really need, which is a focal point for your booth area and just a vision overall of what you want people to really, really admire out of your work. So I have to constantly edit. I'm the kind of person that brings everything with me. And I have been told constantly, like, no, 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 don't bring everything. Only bring the important stuff. And it's so true. Once you just bring the important stuff and you put the focus on one thing, that's the thing that's just going to skyrocket.
I don't know if this is going to be a bad analogy. You don't want to be a Chinese restaurant menu.
where you
Wanna-
have like so much stuff with you. Yeah. Even a Mexican restaurant. You don't want to be a Mexican restaurant with all the salsas and you don't need them all. You don't need them all. You just need one. You need the red salsa. That's all you need.
You just need the essential. The
Yes.
very spicy one and the very super spicy one. That's it.
That's all you
There's
need.
no
That's all you need. Yeah.
why are you eating mild? Why is anyone eating mild?
Exactly. Like you're eating hot sauce for a reason. So why the
No.
mild? Why the mild?
We're cancelled. Hashtag
Yeah,
mild
we're
hot sauce erasure. Okay, well maybe okay, maybe tell me about your first DragCon experience. I'm very interested. When was it and how was it?
Oh my God. My first DragCon experience was the very first DragCon that happened. I went to the very, very, very first one.
Oh my god, I
And
knew you were a veteran.
it was very different, trust me. From what it is now, it was very, we didn't even have an artist alley. Everybody was next to each other. Let me tell you who I was next to, okay? So I was next to the left of me was Serena Chacha. To the right of me was Ivy Winters. In front of me was Raja. Next to Raja was Jocelyn Fox. And then to the other side of Raja was Bibi Sahara Benet and Victoria Porkchop Parker. Like those are the queens that I was next
Wow,
to.
you're
My table was next to those queens.
were you shocked?
So yeah, yeah, because I didn't know what what was going to happen. I had no idea what DragCon was going to be, you know. I just remember paying for a table and that's it. And I showed up and I got a table, but table even the queens had tables. They didn't have booths. The very first DragCon was all tables. All tables. Like, you know,
Wow.
Artist Alley
Yes.
was DragCon. It was the whole thing was just tables. I kid you not. I kid you not. It was literally like that. Yeah, like nobody
Wow.
had a separation. Nobody had the wall separating. We didn't have any of that.
Was that your first ever convention or it was just your first DragCon?
No, it was my first convention, my first DragCon. Yeah.
What compelled you? So what made you think like, yes, I wanna be part of this, I wanna do this?
What made me do that was the fact that I was already getting recognized online on like Instagram and stuff for doing drag queen art. I was getting very popular for it. Actually, I was the type of artist that was showing up to their performances. Like if they were going to be at one of my local bars, I would go to the local bar and give them the painting in person. They would take a picture with me and then they would post it and then I would go viral and then it was like a thing. And then when they announced DragCon, I was like, "Oh my God, this is so perfect for me. I'm going to do this." Because they were opening it up for everybody that was an artist. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I did it. From there, I've done it every year because it's like my biggest event of the year.
It's quite addictive, right? The thrill of setting up at DragCon. There's a lot of stress leading up to it, but I thought it was so much fun doing it, just being there.
No, yeah, totally. I'm the same way. Every year because you know we have to wake up early and you have to show up and all that. So every year, every morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Why do I put myself through this? And then at the end of it, I'm like, oh, I know why. I know why. I know why.
So in a way, I was already quite terrified by the thought of doing the convention alone. But then to meet artists like you and everybody else, I felt like so taken care of.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, Harvey's so sweet. Okay, I don't know whether you remember this, but for me, it's like you were there, you were like, hey, if you need anything at all, I have my gang here to take care of you. And at the time, I don't think we really met each other. You just showed up and said, hey, if you need anything, I'm gonna be there to help you. And I felt, oh my God, I was so taken care of, and that's so sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad because I mean, I remember my first DragCon and it was my best friend with me. Everybody around me was super sweet. Everybody was like, "Do you need water? Do you need a snack? What do you need? Do you need a break?" What like everybody was so so nice. And every year it has always been like that. So when you told me that it was your first time, I was like, "Oh my God, I remember the stress of it of being my first convention, not knowing what the hell to expect." So I was
yeah.
like, I definitely want to be there for someone that like possibly doesn't feel like they have any support. Well, I want to show the support because I would want someone to do that for me. You know what I mean?
I think people don't realize how tiring it is. I mean, for an extrovert like myself, even I felt exhausted by the end of the convention.
After it's over, I usually take like a few days to like just rest because I get so exhausted from it. It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Anyway, I want to go back to something that you mentioned earlier, which I thought was quite interesting, that most people don't realize that we do get to see the queens before DragCon. I thought that's like a peek behind the curtains that I just enjoyed so much and I don't know why.
No, I agree because setting up my stuff while they're setting up next to me was so crazy because I'm like, I just saw you on TV and now you're like right next to me in regular clothes. So crazy. It's so crazy. But
Yeah.
it makes it so much fun. It makes the experience so fun.
I should do a special shout out to Cornbread, because the year that we did DragCon, every day at the end of the convention, when everything was done, she would spend the time to just walk through the artist alley and just to, I don't know, thank everyone or to say hi to everyone, to stop by every table to make sure that everyone was okay by the end of the day. It made me love her even more. And I don't know whether you have that type of experience with some of the queens behind the scenes.
I remember my third DragCon. It was the year that VH1 took over. And so it became bigger. So I remember that year, if you paid for an artist table, they gave you a booth. Yeah, and I
Oh,
got a booth. I had a booth next to the right of me was Ginger Minge, and to the left of me was Milk. Milk was really, 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 really sweet. And I had painted Milk like a year like during her season, and I had met her during her season. So when I was next to her, we recognized each other, and she was like, "Oh my God!" Like she was just super sweet because she had a lot of my art because I gave her the art in person. And I remember like she was constantly asking my like me and the people that were helping me like, "Do you guys need any water? Do you guys want to go take a break? Like my friends can help you like watch your booth." Like she was just the absolute sweetest, no matter what.
and while you're on the subject of milk, you did send through a fan art that you did of the Bob's Burger mashup.
Oh yeah, yeah. It came to me when I was partaking in recreational smoking.
Okay. Recreational
And
self care. Okay, wait, sorry. Before we continue, I should do a description of the piece. It's a mashup of Bob's Burger style and Drag Race. It has a few different queens in there, and one of them is Milk with the bearded look.
yeah, the bearded look, yeah. And then it's Linda as Sharon Needles, and then it's Jean as
Vivacious.
Vivacious.
Yes, yes,
And then
vivacious.
it's
Yes.
I have the other two as Alaska and as Lil Pound Cake, and then I have as the Katya one where she has the shark on her foot. So I did that. It went viral because of Milk. Milk posted it because I was painting this at LA Comic Con. And I remember the Bob's Burgers people were there and they were like, "This is really good." And then Milk saw my post about it and she reposted it on her account. It went super viral. Like, I've never had something go that viral like that quickly. And I was like, "Oh my God, how crazy!" And then I remember just looking at all the comments. I will never forget that. That was like such a cool moment. That was so, so cool.
Okay. Okay, kids at home, this is not encouragement for you to do your recreational medication.
Oh no, not at all. Don't do any of that.
But you might or might not get very inspired to do a very viral artwork.
Artwork like what I created.
Yes. So, yeah, sorry for that digression. Maybe someone might want to do DragCon eventually or do any convention. Is there any mistake or lesson learned that you think you might like to share?
A lesson learned for me through the years is definitely that people don't really want to buy art prints anymore. They would rather wear the art themselves. So if you can invest in merchandise like t-shirts, hats, fans, whatever, that's what people want the most now. So that is definitely a huge lesson for me. Be smarter about the merchandise that you bring to DragCon.
I think that's a really good tip. I don't know whether this is something that you do as well. I always have something that might be affordable, something small like a postcard or button, something that people can collect, like a high quality art print, and something that they can
Yeah.
use. So it's a mug, it's a t shirt, it's a mouse pad.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. You have to have a variety, and I like that you have that aspect of having something that's way more affordable, and then it just builds up, like it goes up in the tier, because that's what I do too. Like I have like stickers, and like I'll even bring art prints with me too, just in case. But I always have like something like a sticker, or like then the next step up would be like a poster, or if it's not a poster, it's a t-shirt, or it's like it just goes up from there too. I do the same thing.
Yeah. But I'm so sad to hear that you've had a similar inclination as me, that the impulse to buy prints or collect artwork is not as strong as a few years ago. Do you have a sense of why that might be?
I think because people are so used to just seeing it on a phone and just being able to just like slide or just skip or scroll past. I feel like it kind of takes away from wanting to have a physical copy of it because they could just move on to the next image. But when you offer something like a t-shirt or like a hat or a beanie, something with the art on it, it gives them more of a sense of like, oh, I don't have to have it at my house on my wall. I could just wear it on myself and I could just walk around with it on it, you know? So I think that's a big reason why a lot of things are no longer selling in print form rather in like merchandise.
I think that's something quite interesting. I didn't even think about that. Even I myself don't really display a lot of artwork in my house, unfortunately. I think it's just growing up not liking to stick things to the wall because I'm very bad at patching holes on the wall.
Yeah, no,
So I
I
try my
I'm the
best.
same way.
Yeah, but I do think that the physical print is so much better. It beats a social media post anytime.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
So now we're moving on to Act 3. And, we're just going to ask you some random questions. Okay, question one. If you could be anywhere right now, where would it be?
Huh, that's interesting. I feel like because of the experiences that I've had so much lately, I would rather be at a concert, just
Oh,
enjoying someone performing and like loving being around everybody that is feeling the same thing at the same time. Like that's where I'd rather be.
oh, that's so sweet. I haven't been to a concert for a long time. Is there any concert that's coming ahead that you are thinking about?
Well, I'm actually supposed to go to one on Monday, next Monday. Um, but the one that I'm looking forward to is to watch Beyonce at the theater.
I'm jealous. Okay, make sure we see some photos.
For sure, for sure.
Maybe one more question and then we can close it out. Okay.
Okay.
What is the weirdest food that you secretly love?
Well, this one that might not be too weird. I haven't had it in forever, but when I want to indulge, I like Oreos with peanut butter.
Sorry, so Parents Trap.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. 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 Oh my God. Nobody ever knows that. Nobody
Oh,
ever
really?
knows that. Yeah, you're the first person that's ever said that.
Well, then you can tell my age now. Yeah, Parents Trap is one of my favorite movies growing up. I was heartbroken when I found out Lindsay Lohan was not a real pair of twins. I
A
don't know
real
why. I
twin?
just got
Oh
so
my
sad.
God.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, they're not real twins.
But she did so good though. I love that movie so much.
Okay, sorry. So when you say Oreo and peanut butter, automatically it's Parent Trap for me.
I
First thing
love
that I
it.
think
I'm
about.
so glad that you said that.
Anyway, Harvey, thank you so much for spending time with me. Again, I feel like you're so sweet to me the last time we met, which is why I feel like, I don't want to talk about this subject with anybody other than you.
Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And thank you for having me. I think this is
Uh,
such a great idea, and I hope that it flourishes into like this great thing because we need more of this for sure.
so, thank you all for listening to Canvases and Queens. Please subscribe and never miss another episode. Please sound off in the comments and tell us who you want to see or what other topics you might want us to discuss on this channel in the future. Like this video. If you enjoyed any part of this conversation, share this with a friend as well. You can also follow this show at Canvases X Queens on Instagram. And Harvey, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on HarveyDelRey on Instagram, or you can follow me under the House of Del Rey on TikTok as well.
Ooh, okay. I'll add the links somewhere in the description below if I figure out how to do it.
Yeah,
Okay, so
description below.
description below. Join me again in the next episode, and until then, keep it artsy and stay fartsy. Bye.
I love. Bye. Because like nobody ever knows that, and I've
Okay.
even said it too, like, oh, like the Parent Trap, and they're just like, I don't know what
What?
you're talking about, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Uneducated.
Yeah,
Un- okay.
uncultured.
Savages.